listen to very quickly because it's very short. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which someone found and hid. And then in his joy, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Ever since I was a little girl, my family has spent their summer vacations in what we call Upper Lower Michigan. If you're a Michigander, you know, you do this to show people where you are, and this is the Lower Peninsula, and we go up here to Crystal Lake. And when I was a kid, the high point of the Elric's treasure hunt was always one of the high points of summer. The group of us that hung out on the beach together in junior high had a lot of parties, but this one was special. The Clues sent us in search of the wooden island, also the old swimming raft, or the spider on her web, which was old roots that stretched across the sand in such a way that it really did look like a spider sitting on her web. We rolled up our pants to wade out for the little scrap of paper that told us what to do next. We stubbed our toes on the rocks as we scrambled to find our second clue, afraid that the other team was already on their third. Shouts and laughter, dead ends, and small triumphs. Finally, we would dig down into the sand to find the buried treasure. Well, life is rather like that. All of us are on a search. We want to live effectively, we want to live meaningfully, and so we start looking for clues. What is it that will make life worth living? The author of Job writes, "Where then does wisdom come from? And where is the place of understanding?" Abaddon and Death say, well, we've heard a rumor of it with our ears. Well, we have heard a rumor that there is a way to live well, and we go chasing after it. And some people look for their identity and meaning in their heritage. You know, I'm Scottish, I'm African, I'm Hispanic. Some search quite literally for treasure. A Mercedes, a mink coat, a trip to Europe, a big house, a winning lottery ticket. Some seek it in their work and pour their whole life into it. Some go the New Age route, meditation and crystals, or service groups, Rotary, the sorority or fraternity, or physical fitness, jogging, aerobics, you name it. We want so much to live well. And there's nothing wrong with any of the things I just named. I love being a Rotarian. But are they really going to give the ultimate purpose and meaning to our lives? Will they satisfy the deep longings of the spirit? And how many false clues, how many dead ends before we find the treasure? Now, if you want to find treasure, you have to have a map. You know, X marks the spot. And if you ever read Robert Louis Stevenson's book Treasure Island or see the movie, remember Jim Hawkins and Squire Trelawney come into possession of a treasure map. They buy a ship and they set out to find the spot. Long John Silver plays a role. The story is full of excitement and danger. Well, you know, we have a map. It's the Bible. It's not a diagram with a sure and certain path to follow. There's no checklist, you know, step 1, step 2. Read some of the rules in Leviticus and let's face it, your eyes glaze over. The Bible is more like the Elric's clues, tantalizing little bits that have to be figured out. And it isn't given to us all at once. We go just so far, then we have to get the next clue, and then we go on to the next step, look, hunt around, search, find a clue, and puzzle over it. On to the next point, and then maybe there's one that's clearer. This time we know where we'll go. And what will this step bring? In those childhood treasure hunts, getting there really was most of the fun. I can't even remember what the treasure was. There was the excitement of figuring out what the clue really meant, and the satisfaction of reaching the next step in the search. You know, it was almost a disappointment to have it come to an end. Have you ever gone to the Christian life like that? Have you ever taken a piece of it and kind of gnawed on it like a dog with a bone, determined to get every last bit of flavor? Have you discovered the excitement of some new step taken? Have you been awed by the wonder of it all? Have Having studied the other stages of life as he got old, psychiatrist Erik Erikson studied old age. And his conclusion is, you have to be old to be wise. But not everyone who gets old becomes wise. You know, not everybody who's educated is smart. It's something you have to work at all along the way. We learn facts, information, ideas. We test it out in the school of hard life. Insight and understanding begin to grow. We discover what is valuable and what is fool's gold. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and we take the risk of trying again. That's the search for wisdom. Remember what John just read a few minutes ago. If you indeed cry out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as a hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. When gold was discovered in the Yukon, men and even a few women set out to find treasure in the Alaskan wilderness. To finance the trip, they sold their farm or their business. They had to leave early in the spring while snow was still on the ground and clogged the mountain passes. Most went on foot, sometimes pushing their belongings in a little cart or wheelbarrow, slipping and sliding across the ice. One man even rode a bicycle. It took all summer. And the slowest were in danger of being caught by the winter storms. If that happened, well, they had to wait out winter in tents and boarding houses before spring came and another chance to stake their claim. But the possibility of what lay hidden in the mountain streams was so wonderful that nothing, not even the hardships of the journey, could deter them. Jesus says, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field that someone found and hid, and then in their joy go out and sell all that they have to buy that field. There is a wonderful treasure waiting for you to claim. You don't have to sell everything you have, but you do have to give up old ways of thinking. And you have to be willing to take the journey with all its risks and satisfactions. Will you find gold? Something far more satisfying. Do you have to wait until you're old to find it? No. This treasure is for here and now. Will you find an effective way to live? Yes. Will you find meaning for your life? Most certainly. Better yet, you will discover that which the Bible calls true wisdom. You will find a guide who walks through life with you. You'll find a friend who shares your pain and your laughter. And you'll find a life that is so filled with power that not even death can stop it. X does mark the spot. X. Turn it 90 degrees and you find the cross. And there you will find the treasure that is priceless beyond all measure. There you will find the treasure that cannot be taken away from you. There you will find meaning and purpose for your life. There you will find Jesus.